Hello guys and welcome to another video here on the Mad Chili channel. Today is a first look at the bus. This is basically a bus simulator from TML Studios, the people who make Fern Bus and Tourist Bus Simulator. And, well, pretty good, and it's being described by a lot of people as the new OMSI. Now, at the moment, it's only got one map and one route and one bus. Well, technically two. There's an articulated version and a regular version. And that's about it at the moment. There is lots of stuff coming. As you can see here, the early access roadmap, which we can click on. It's a Trello board, and then you can see we've got, oh, there we go, I'll just bring it up actually. You can see we've got loads of different things here. So this is the most important thing here, the ones that haven't got green next to them in phase 1.0. These are the things that are, you know, any of these things here, look, that are yellow in particular means they're currently in you know, the works and brand new bus lines you can see. So it looks pretty good. There's quite a few coming. There's a couple new buses. You know, again, I have no idea how long any of this is going to take, but it will probably take, you know, it will probably arrive at some point. So, and the game will begin to bring, like, you know, company aspect of things and all sorts into it. So, it should be a pretty cool game, I think. I've already done one route, and it's pretty good. We're going to do the return journey in this video. Now, in terms of the graphic settings, I have them pretty much set up to Epic and High. Now, this is the PC that has the 1060 3GB on it. Now, I can actually run this game at Epic and High settings all the way up, and it actually runs pretty well. However, it gets a bit stuttery in the centre. That is because that is a performance issue, and what with the game, nothing to do with what graphics card you have. Right in the centre, the performance is worse. So what I've done to kind of help that is turned the mirror quality down to low, and that means that it's okay then. That means the mirrors are basically turned off like I have them in OMSI. In a lot of driving games that don't run very well, it's the first thing I do, because I barely look at the mirrors anyway. Because they're effectively another screen that the computer has to render, so it really kills the computer. So if a game isn't very well optimized, it's a good idea to turn that off. Remember, it's in early access, this game. It's out, you can buy it, it's £22. If it's worth it, get it, if you think it's worth it. So, yeah, but it's not the best optimized, so the mirror needs to be off down to low. So, also, the rest of the settings are basically Epic and High. However, I have had a couple of issues. The reason the material quality is on medium is because it only goes from Epic straight to medium. If you play other TML games, this will be pretty similar. If I press auto detect, it does put all my settings up to maximum. But what it is even though my graphics card is actually capable of running this game no problem, it's only got the 3GB of VRAM. I haven't got the 6GB VRAM variant of the 1060, so it means that it does run out of virtual memory, and as a result, to stop the game crashing, it makes all the textures really low quality. It does that just to make sure the game doesn't crash and can still run well. So it does mean maybe halfway through this journey we may end up getting some slightly pixely textures. That's not the game, that is my graphics card. And the controls are all set up. I'm using my Logitech G920 wheel. I'm aware, apparently some people have said there's some issues with getting the control set up if you have a different manufacturer making the pedals to the wheel, but for me, obviously, they're both Logitech, and I had no problem with it. Everything's all set up, ready to go. If you've played other TML games, it's easily understandable. So, let's actually get into the main bit of driving then. So, we're here in Berlin, like OMSI, it is set in Berlin, modern this time. OMSI is obviously... Also, this game is not connected with OMSI at all. They're not at all connected, although they are both published by Aerosoft. That's the only similarity. And when we're driving the solo bus, the single one, the Scania City Wide 12 meters, realistic control mode, which is basically all of this stuff. Wait, what? If it's realistic, why is it turned on? Okay, now it's on realistic. That's a bit weird. And starts right from bus stop. That, no matter what it says, you can't spawn in the depot anymore. Not at the moment. Not anymore at the moment. So, can't spawn in the depot, so you have to go to the bus stop. Now, at the moment, we only have the one route. There are actually different variants of this route, but they're not included in the timetable by default. You have to add them in yourself using the route editor and the timetable editor, which is quite easy to use, but from looking at it, it does appear to be a bit like I don't know, tedious. You've got to go through it over and over again and change routes. I'm sure you could get a hang of it. This game is going to bring in modding at some point and Steam Workshop, so I'm sure people will have the patience to make some timetables with the newer routes. But for now, we're just going to be sticking with the default, the full route, which takes half an hour and goes from Alexanderplatz to Tegel Airport in Berlin. Actually, is that the one that's shut? It is, isn't it? Tegel is the one that's shut when they opened the new Berlin airport. Never mind. That probably implies that this route doesn't exist anymore then. So we're going to do the return journey. So I went from Tegel to Alexanderplatz on my own, just not recording. And this one we're going to go down to Tegel from Alexanderplatz. So it's going to August. You know what? I already checked out summer, so let's go to December. How about December the 15th? Although there's a bit of a typo there. It's Wednesday, not Wednesday. They've spelt that wrong. Well, we're going to be starting at about, let's just say 10:30. It's given us tour 13. Actually, let's go exactly half 10. Tour 8 from Alexanderplatz, and we can go ahead and hit. Is that it? Just end. Okay, we need to go back. It's 10:30. It's set. Yeah, 10:30, and we can go ahead and hit start. And the weather's in dynamic, so the weather actually changes quite rapidly. It can go from sunny to rainy in a very short space of time, so that's kind of interesting. I don't know, I've never been to Berlin, whether that happens realistically. Now, this map actually looks lovely. It's in the Unreal Engine, and it looks awesome. I love the Unreal Engine. I think it's a really good engine. You know, they use it for Tourist Bus Sim and Fernbus, and games like Fortnite use the Unreal Engine as well, so quite a few games use it, and it looks nice. I think Train Sim World might use it as well. Now, the loading time isn't too bad on this game. Obviously, I'm not cutting any out here just so you can see. If anyone's played Omzi previously, you know that the loading times are a lot longer than this. That is for certain. Right, I'm just going to check the recording, make sure it ain't lagging. It's fine, excellent. So here we are. It'll be a bit stuttery. This is how the Unreal Engine is. It stutters as when we first loaded. Now, this is what I hoped with picking December. It is snowing outside, so let's go ahead and get our bus kind of open. Yeah, this area is a bit laggier. When you head out of Berlin, it gets less laggy. Although at the moment I am getting a pretty good 50 FPS. You can see my FPS counter in the top left-hand corner. So pretty decent. And let's go ahead and get in. Same controls as most of the other bus sims from Fernbus, like from TML. Just kind of press C to get in, and then you hear in your driving position. I'm pretty sure this is saving my driving position from last time that I was in the game. Actually, I don't think it has. Is it? I don't know, because some of these don't look like they're in default. Actually, they are, because that's set to fully out. I don't know. I think it's set to what I had it last time. It looks pretty good anyway. So let's go ahead and start the ignition. And we have 5 minutes before we need to depart. I will depart a bit early, though, because the timetable is quite tight in parts. It gives you the tour number there. That changes every time, so it doesn't seem to be based on the route you're doing. Go ahead and enter. One bug I have noticed as well, I'll check this, once we start moving, this is the reason I think I was running late at times, is that the time in the game seems to go, like 1 second in game seems to be less than it is in real life, once you start moving. Now, at the moment, I've just got the one door open. I've mapped it, so there's buttons on my wheel to open individual doors and a button on my wheel to open all doors. Depends on what kind of stop we're at. So I'll go ahead and start the engine then. There we go. Now, the sounds in this game, they're alright. Although, considering this is a Scania Citywide, and I love the sound that Scania Motors make on these buses, it doesn't really sound quite like that. It doesn't sound quite how I'd expect it to sound, but things like the indicator sounds are pretty good. Because I've been on quite a few of these Scania buses, the older variants, in real life, and I've also driven them in Omzi. So, the newer ones in Omzi. Right. Air conditioning needs to be switched on. We'll just press G. And we're not going to close the front door just yet. Just go down here and make sure everything's all good. None of this actually does anything at the moment. But I just like to put the air conditioning on 1 and then up to the middle. It doesn't do anything. In future, I reckon it'll be like Fernbus or Tourist Bus Sim, where you have to properly set it. Now, you can sell tickets, but barely anybody asks for tickets. It's quite rare. You can see that that's a bit of a bug, clearly. It's saying we're going to Hauptbahnhof, which we're not. We're obviously going to Tegel Airport, as it says there. That's meant to say Flughafen Tegel. There it is, there. So it's a bit weird, but it doesn't matter. We're going to be departing at 10:29, 1 minute early. It's what we do in real life. I don't know about Berlin, but in a lot of places they do it 1 minute early. We'll go ahead and get the wipers fired up as well. That's, I believe, F4? Yes. F4 for faster, F3 for slower. There. I think we'll put it on the slowest setting, which is that. Hang a minute, I've only just noticed, they're only... Right, I'll turn it down once. Okay, there's a bit of a bug there, then. So I press F4, and... Okay, I don't know what's happened to the slower stage of light, but it seems... Of wipers, but they seem to have gone missing. That's weird. There's meant to be a stage of wipers that go really slowly. Oh, there you go. Never mind. They're just going slower than I remember. Right, we'll go ahead and put the bus in drive, and we're basically ready to go now. Yep, 10:29. So we'll go ahead and that's the wrong door. That's the right door. Go ahead and shut the doors, and what button was it I mapped? I think it was X. There we go. Parking brake release, and off we go. Performance in this game now inside the cockpit of the bus, sitting area, whatever you want to call it. It's about 40 FPS right now, but it is snowing as well, remember, so that will probably have had an impact on the performance of the game. So the sounds aren't awesome, and the driving physics as well, it does feel a bit like Fernbus, where it feels like the bus kind of doesn't, it like understeers, but it doesn't feel natural. It feels quite strange. So we've reached the next stop straight away. It's quite a quick stop, and someone wants a ticket. Now I've mapped a button here, so single ticket. Now I have noticed there only appears to be two types at the moment of tickets, as in not only the actual tickets themselves, but also, actually this is a new one, single ticket ABC. So I was going to say I've only come across two different ways. So people either ask for a week ticket and you give them an exact amount of change. I can't remember what it was, I think it was like €2 change. Or they ask for a day ticket and you give them €1 change. But that was actually a new one, so I guess I'm just yet to discover some of them, which is nice. Now this game does have announcements. Also the bus has cruise control, so I'll enable that. Yeah, there's one of the announcements. So they don't seem to go off all the time. They're automated, so maybe there's a few bugs there. Again, this game only came out like 5 days ago, and it hasn't had any introductory patch yet. We need to open all doors here, so that's that button on my steering wheel. And we'll go ahead and let everyone on. No one buying a ticket. No, obviously I've got no mirrors, so I can't see where people are. But we should be all good. I don't imagine there's no people getting off this early on the route. And the traffic can get quite bad sometimes. The AI is a little bit dodgy at times, although what AI isn't in these games? Whoa, see what I mean? We have a car that's just blocking the middle of a junction there. Who knows why? Got to keep your eye out for those sort of things. We'll go and set the cruise control now. And see what I mean, look? I mean, the steering literally does nothing unless you steer loads. I mean, that's not realistic at all. If they did that in Omzi, the bus would be like wailing all over the place and passengers would be complaining. I imagine they would do that in real life as well. I mean, yeah. So it's not the best of driving physics, but, you know, it's okay. A lot of the TML games are like that, so I think that's just how they do their physics. I think it is on their roadmap that they are going to improve these things as well. Keep that in mind. Alright, approaching the next bus stop here now. It's about a half-an-hour route, this one. It actually flies by quite quickly, the timing. And unlike Omzi, where there's a lot of stuttering, this game does feel a lot smoother overall. It was always my biggest annoyance with Omzi was that stuttering it did when loading new tiles. This game stutters occasionally, but it's not nearly as bad. Obviously, it's because it uses the Unreal Engine. Right, there we go. We're currently on time as well, so that's good. Traffic's been pretty light, actually. Maybe it's because it's snowing. No one wants to be outside, right? I mean, who wants to go outside in the snow? I mean, I actually quite like the snow. bus lane or whatever this is. I think it's the bus lane, yeah. Oh, it's just turning red. That's annoying. We're not going to make a break for it. I don't think we actually get penalised for jumping the lights in this game, but, you know, we'll respect road rules. We'll be nice. We're quite early anyway. You can see our bus stop's just up there. This snow's lovely. Now, by the end of the route, it may actually not be snowing. Judging by when you use dynamic weather, it does actually tend to... from people I've seen who play this game, and from the one route I've done already, when you use dynamic weather, the weather does change in the middle of the route quite often. So it might just suddenly stop snowing at some point. Weirdly, it doesn't seem to be showing up on our windscreen, this snow, an awful lot. I'm going to keep the wipers on just their basic setting anyway. Right, is the light, there goes, so it's on red man now, on the little thing, so we'll, you know, so pedestrians can't cross, so we should be good now. Soon. Or no. Oh, there we go. So off we go. There we go. Let these people on. Hello. Okay, I think there goes. So people aren't getting off. It does actually give a bit of a camera look. So you can see that's good. Right. And off we go again. And then take a look at the cash register now. It looks like the seconds go slightly faster than they do on real life. Although I think it is partially. Look at that. I don't know. I just think, look at that cash register. Look at the seconds. I feel like they're going slightly quicker than seconds actually do. Okay, the map as well, the mini-map hasn't updated from that last stop. That does happen occasionally. I think it's just straight on anyway. Well, can I bring up the map to check? Yes, just straight on. So now we're stopped. Those seconds are a lot slower than when we were moving. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But personally, I feel like the seconds when you move are slightly too fast. I don't know, although I haven't noticed the time going. I'll pay more attention to it this time. Now I noticed it as an issue previously, so obviously we spawned in at 10:26, so it's apparently been 9 minutes. This video's been going 17 minutes, so that's actually quite believable, because obviously we did spend a bit of time talking about the game initially. Now I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope you like the look of this game. I don't know, I think it's a pretty cool game. Obviously, at the moment, I think it would get boring very quickly. What you see in this video is basically all you can do in the game. There's one route, there and back, with one bus. That is it. No one's getting off here, so we'll just open the front door. Hello, welcome everyone. You can see it's 10:36 there, 10:37 departure, so we're good. Someone wants to buy a ticket. Thank you. There we go. I think it's a right turn up here, after looking at that map just then. It's a nice little route. It actually heads through like almost like a college campus or something. It's nice. I don't know what's gone with our mini-map. Our mini-map's a bit broken. I think it's got stuck after that last bus stop. It's just got stuck, so I don't know what's going on with our mini-map. It's a right turn here, though. Again, this game is very early access. It literally came out a few days ago, and I think they did actually release this game. I think they rushed it a teeny bit to maybe try and get it. Not rushed it, but like they tried to get it out in a slightly unfinished stage, maybe with less loops than they would have wanted. I don't know for certain. But to be honest, I haven't noticed that many bugs. I mean, when you start the game, it does actually get you to click accept on like a disclaimer of this game will have a lot of bugs and may run badly and may crash and you may lose save games. Although at the moment there actually aren't any save games, so you can't technically lose them. This is what I mean with the steering. There you go. It's quite difficult to get around those corners, but it's not too bad. Now again, the speed limit saying 15 kilometers an hour. Obviously, we know the AI aren't doing 15 kilometers an hour, so I think there's obviously a slight bug in the speed limit there. You can see our navigation has started working again now. It's the same sort of navigation that you'd find in Fernbus or Tourist Bus Sim, so it can be a bit buggy, that navigation system. I don't think they've changed it for this game at all. Now right now my FPS is only about 25. I think I was getting better FPS last on the other route, although on that other route it wasn't snowing and I wasn't recording. That is one thing to take into account as well. When you record, it makes your FPS quite a bit worse, and you can see that it's just magically stopped snowing. This is what I mean. This game, the dynamic weather is a bit strange. I mean, literally like 20 seconds ago it was absolutely pouring with snow, and now you can't see any snow at all. It just instantly stops. Though what's nice to see is that it is, obviously you can see on the ground that it has snowed just now. You can see, you know, I don't know how long it will stay like that, but that's cool. Now at the moment the textures are still looking pretty good. Obviously my graphics card at some point will begin to run out of virtual memory and the game may become a bit pixelated. So that's not the game, that is my graphics card. I don't actually know what the specifications are for this game. I'd imagine this graphics card is roughly minimum spec, maybe medium spec, I don't know. Again, it's a 1063GB, it's quite old. I haven't been able to get a new one anyway at the moment. They're basically all out of stock, aren't they? So, right, here we are at this stop outside the campus. Is that it there? Right, I think a lot of people are getting off, so okay, we're all good. And the speed limit log here is around 30 k's through this main campus bit. The FPS does pick up once you get past Hauptbahnhof. That's where it really starts to pick up the FPS. So right now it's a bit poor, but it should get better later. It's actually appearing quite smooth on the recording. Who knows? Maybe the recording will actually pick up something smoother than the game. That's a bit weird. So you see, right now just heading through the campus. It is a little bit. It's quite quiet now. Actually, obviously stopped snowing. It's, you know, dried up a little bit now. I don't know how long the snow will take to go off the ground. That'll be interesting. There we go. And this game is also going to bring in like a business side to it as well later on. Yes. So far, 3 people have asked for a ticket, and they've all been exactly the same ticket, a single ticket ABC, and they've given me exactly the same amount of money, €4. So that's what I mean about the money being a little bit weird. The actual system of them giving you money. It seems like there's very limited amounts that they can actually give you. It's not like they give you a random amount of money within reason, or they ask for any kind of ticket. I haven't actually seen any children in this game thinking about it, because you can sell child's tickets, but I haven't seen any children about. I'm not even sure if they have any child models, because I haven't seen any children in other TML games either, so maybe they just don't have any modelled. Right, make a left turn here. Also, they are planning on bringing in AI trams a bit later, so you'll see trams. At the moment, there's no AI buses either. They're coming later too. So I said, at the moment, there are quite a few things missing from this game that you would expect out of a bus sim, like AI buses, but it's not too bad. And we're stuck here now. Okay. Also, I should make a point, I did not receive this game for free. I have bought it, and I just decided to do a first look, if anyone's wondering. And I don't think any development company would give a 150 sub YouTuber a key for free, would they? Right. Here we are. People are going to get on. Oh, I've opened the wrong door. Weirdly, people did actually get off, even though the stop button wasn't pressed. That's interesting. Because I checked the stop button, and it wasn't pressed. Oh, here you go. Someone's finally asking for a different ticket. That's nice. Because I'm pretty sure the stop thing is that little orange thing. Okay. It's that little orange thing that appears, the orange yellow thing that appears on the dash. I'm pretty sure that's the stop bell. And that wasn't illuminated, but people got off when I opened the wrong door by mistake. So that's interesting. Right, we're closing on the Hauptbahnhof now, so I think that means that, we'll get the parking brake in. But I think that means that we will have... Actually, you're in quite early as well. Might wait outside the Hauptbahnhof a bit. But yeah, this is where the performance of the game, the FPS, it seems to be a lot more polished out towards the airport. It seems to run a lot smoother. But to be honest, even though I've had slightly low FPS, it really hasn't been that noticeable. Again, you know, I don't really care what kind of FPS my game is running at. It's how stuttery it is that really makes a difference in games. Especially like simulators like this. If they stutter, it doesn't matter what FPS you're getting, it's the stuttering that ruins the gameplay. Hey mate, has it just started raining? I think it might have just started raining. This is what I mean, the dynamic weather in this game is actually quite strange. I mean, it's gone from snowy to clear to rainy in, well, we spawned into this world at 10:26, so it's been 17 minutes. I don't know. I mean, that weather's a bit too dynamic. Oh, I somehow just hit something, I think. Right, we're here at the Hauptbahnhof now. I'm going to wait here for a little bit, because I think we're a bit early. I was opening the wrong doors again, using the wrong button. So we're going to wait here, I think. Actually, it's 10:44. I thought we were a bit earlier than that. So yeah, now we're heading out to the centre a bit more. It might get a bit better on the performance, I think. Yeah, the timetable definitely seems more forgiving the other way round. You do get an extra minute. Going from the airport to Alexanderplatz takes 31 minutes. The return takes 32. So somewhere you do pick up a whole extra minute, which I suspect would help, wouldn't it, with being on time. I think this rain is very light, though. I can just see small droplets, so maybe it's like the snow melting. I don't know whether the game simulates that. Maybe there was some snow on the on the roof of the bus or something, and maybe it's melting and coming down the windscreen. That would be cool if that was simulated. I have no idea if it is or not. I'm guessing there's 2 lanes here. I don't know. It looks like there's space for 2 lanes quite easily. But I think it's a really cool game, this. You know, I think the route length is pretty perfect at about half an hour. You know, if the route's longer than that, it takes you... Oh, rip. Yep, that didn't happen. Definitely wasn't trying to make an extra lane so I didn't hit that car on my left and accidentally messed it up. No, that didn't happen. Nah. Oh, dear. That's what happens when you don't have mirrors, though. That is the downside of not being able to have mirrors. But if I turned on the mirrors, I mean, we're only getting 25-30 FPS, so I imagine with the mirrors turned on, we'd be pretty much... the game would be quite close to... it would be stuttering a lot. So, again, I only have a 1063GB card. I mean, as you can probably see, it's quite a graphically intense game, this. So, although I am running it on pretty high settings, it's definitely running worse, this game, than when I was running it in the first one I did. As I do keep in mind I am recording, so that does, well, on most games it knocks off at least 5 FPS, and I don't know about this game. I'll have to try. Because this is the first time I've ever gone in the snow, so it could actually just be an optimization issue with those snow textures. Alright, off we go. Luckily there doesn't appear to be any damage to our bus, and we haven't been fined or anything, so we're okay. Obviously it didn't matter that we just hit that car. There's some bad traffic here. The traffic can actually get quite bad in this game. I've got the traffic density on about 95%, so it can get quite heavy. I don't know, I heard a lot of people saying on their reviews of this game that the traffic was a little bit dodgy, and to be honest, apart from seeing that car in the middle of the junction, it's actually been okay. The FPS now is starting to step up a little bit. It was getting up towards 35-40, so it's slowly increasing, which it does when you get further out of the city. So this part of the map is definitely better optimised than the other part of the map. Well, I think the AI almost hit each other there. They did have quite a sudden break. But yeah, the traffic's quite bad here, actually. There's been quite a big gap between bus stops here. Are these guys going to go? Can you guys hear those Discord pings on the recording? I honestly don't know. Because I got the Discord app, and every now and then when it does a ping, Because I have got the pings down to a minimum, but I don't know whether it picks that up in the recording. I suspect it would. Right. Sorry if it does, and it's annoying. Oh, yes. Yeah, bad traffic here. I mean, it's 10:50 on a Wednesday, so the traffic shouldn't be that bad. I think it was only bad because mysteriously the AI went from 2 lanes down to 1, even though there wasn't really a change in the road layout. Who knows? That's AI for you. They all follow exactly the same path, even if there's no noticeable change. Right, making a right turn here. Yeah, look, when we brake, that's when the rain comes down the thing. So if we have a look outside, I can't see any melted snow on the roof. Oh, you can see, there you go. So it was saying Hout-Bahnhof on the front of our bus. It's now saying Flughafen Tegel. So maybe it changes when you get to the Hout-Bahnhof. It updates. That's quite cool. You have actually got an in-bus information system as well that does work, which I think is quite cool. Oh, they're going. That was funny. Right, come on. Come on, AI. There they are. Oh, we're going left here. That was a sudden turn. Didn't expect that. And the navigation's now bugged out. Great. So this navigation system is not the best. It's not really a bug though. It's in all of their games. It's like this. We'll just check we are going left. Yes, we are. Good. There you go, got the green light. Make sure those AI don't do anything stupid. They go, so they can see they've already started moving, so we need to wait for them now. Oh, there you go, they're waiting for us. Excellent. Oh! Okay, that's the first properly dodgy bit of AI driving. I'm pretty sure if I had carried on, the AI would have hit me and taken no notice of the fact that I was there. As you can see, we were 2 minutes early and now we're on time. So this traffic, oh, there's only people getting off here. There's one person getting off. Yeah, the AI in this game is a teeny bit dodgy sometimes. And also, yes, I was saying the timetable does get quite tight at times. Depends on what bit of the route you're on. Also, we went from being crazily early to being a bit late. The FPS is still around 25. Has it actually started raining now? I don't know, I think that was textures on the back of the bus, maybe. Speaking of textures, the game hasn't actually gone all blurry like it did last time. It could have something to do with the fact that I started the game last time with the mirrors turned on, which was using up a bunch of extra virtual memory, no, not virtual memory, video memory. So even when I turned them off, it had already used up some of that 3 gig. So maybe, because certain types of memory don't reset until you restart whatever game scenario you're playing.
Turmstraße, Beuselstraße.
Yeah, every now and then I've noticed the speed limit just changes to 30 km/h for like no reason, and then it goes back to 50 like quite quickly. So there's obviously a small bug there. You can see the textures are going a bit pixely. You can have a look at the, I think that truck ahead is a tiny bit pixelated, or it might be like that by default. Yeah, pretty good. We've done exactly 6.6k. This thing does work. That kind of thing that tracks your driving hours and how far you've travelled. Whey! They were properly flying that AI car. I thought it was just going to sideswipe that truck then. I mean, I think those brakes were a little bit beyond physics, really. Alright, going straight on here. Maybe we should have got in that right lane. Oh, it's gone on green. Excellent. We'll get ahead of the AI then. And pull into the bus stop. And we're on time at the moment. It's 10:52. Right, everyone's getting on. Anyone want a ticket? No. FPS is still actually around 30, so it hasn't really improved. So maybe it's the snow being about. We're quite close to the end of the route now, I think. Oh, there we go. I think there's maybe like 2 more stops after this next one, or something like that. Now we're on this road, the FPS has increased a little bit. So again, it is just certain areas of map, I think, are more optimised than others. And you can see the speed limit, it says down here is 30, but judging by what the AI are doing, it's more like 40 kph. So maybe the AI just speed by default. Because I'm doing the speed limit right now, and the AI is pulling away. Right, is this a bus lane here? I actually can't tell. I'm just going to stay in this lane. Behind the car. The unlicensed car. It just says GT. One thing that's actually quite important to know, they do actually have some licensed brands in this game. I saw a Burger King at one point, but not everything is licensed, only some things. There's a casino over there. But yeah, what time is it? 10:53 in game, so, oh, rip. Yeah, when you reset the view, even if you were zoomed in the previous view, it keeps the zoom. So I get caught out by that sometimes. Right. Busselstrasse is next. I'm not so sure if I'm even saying half these place names right now. Weirdly, as soon as I got onto this road past those traffic lights, the FPS has just gone from 30 straight up to 40. I don't know why, but that's quite a significant increase in FPS. That goes from being slightly stuttery to actually quite clear. It's gone back to 30 now, 35. Obviously, you guys can see my FPS counter in the top left. To know that it's being a bit funny at the moment. It's nice to have better FPS though, obviously. Okay, this person wants a ticket. I'm glad that we haven't had the glitchy textures though. That's nice. Yeah, that must have been to do with the fact that I had the mirrors turned on last time and I didn't this time. No, I think it's this stop and then after that is the airport, I'm pretty sure. So Buchholzweg is next and then it'll be the airport, I think. Again, if I'm saying these totally wrong, A, let me know in the comments, and B, I apologise. Alright. Yeah, I love this game. I think the graphics are really nice, and I've been waiting for a bus sim that's actually a decent bus sim like this for ages. Because obviously you have got the bus simulator games, but they're not quite as good. I feel like they're a bit unrealistic, although things like the random scenarios in those, like the wheelchair passengers and bus stops being shut, I think they're really cool. I went out of that lane then, because I thought that bus lane got a bit too narrow, but I guess it was still there. There we are. FPS right now is back to 30, so it does seem to fluctuate a bit between 30 and 40 as FPS. Depends on, it doesn't even seem to depend on whether we're moving or not. It seems to be almost random. Look at the shadow that the steering wheel has. We move that looks a bit odd. I'm not totally sure if that's realistic. Maybe it is. I don't know. That's quite a strange shadow. On the dash, moving the wheel. Interesting. Right, is this like going to go green or? There we go. Do I just hear some AI crashing into each other there? I may have just heard that. And this is the more remote bit of this map now, where we're starting to head quite close to the airport. So, obviously I'm pretty sure this airport is shut in real life now, T-Ball Airport. Obviously I think it was it November last year they shut it to make way for the brand new Brandenburg Airport. The FPS has had to drop to about 22 now, so it's, yeah, I don't know, the second bit of the map maybe isn't quite as well optimised. Because yeah, though, it's like Flight Sim, where even though the FPS number is terrible, it doesn't actually feel that laggy, it feels quite smooth. Maybe if you move the camera around a bit, you do notice. But when you're fixed in one position, you really don't notice it. definitely better than OMSI when it even when OMSI runs at 60 FPS, it looks a bit stuttery. And this looks fine. Next bus stop coming up. This is the second to last stop now, so we're almost finished with this route. You see, the snow is mostly gone now, so the snow has actually disappeared from the ground quite quickly. There we go, ticket. I'll just keep an eye on the stop counter. No, because I was wondering if people still got off. No one pressed the stop bell though, so we're good. There you go, so you see the next stop there, Flughafen Tegel. Bit of a longer journey to the airport. I'll keep an eye on what the FPS is like around the airport. I think there's a Burger King there. Somewhere quite close to here is where they have the Burger King. I've seen it. I think anyway. Kind of amazed they got licensing for that. I definitely saw it at one point. I saw it in someone else's video on this game as well. Right. Oh, there you go, they got an Air Berlin thing, look. When did they do the map modelling for this then? I think Air Berlin have been out of business for quite a while, haven't they? We're still getting teeny bits of rain on the windscreen as well. Quite interesting. FPS is still around 35. I like that this bus has cruise control as well. That's quite nice. Okay, we've got taxis here that are going horrendously slowly. What's up with this? Oh, I think I might spot a chance to get by. Actually, you know what? Flashbacks to hitting car earlier. Oh, there you go. Really? Really? So that taxi driver knew what I was doing. There we go. Also, is that seriously suggesting that it's a Golf GTI? Or at least, well, not a Golf, I don't know. That badge doesn't look like a Volkswagen. But are they seriously suggesting it's a Golf? Actually, it does actually look a bit like a GTI. From the back, it didn't look quite like, I guess it does. I don't think it actually says Volkswagen. Same as that fake Mercedes there. That fake Mercedes brand is great, but because they just draw an extra spike, I don't know what that's supposed to be. Nice looking bus this actually. Oh, okay. Accidentally opened the doors. That's the button that I used to go inside the cockpit in Euro Truck, so it was fooling me with this. A bit confusing. Right, we're approaching the airport. The FPS has actually stayed the same, so all of what I said about the FPS being slightly better nearer the airport actually doesn't seem to be true. See, look, they got Doritos in this game. How do they get licensing for that? Cool. It's really cool, actually. I wonder if they actually have these here in real life. If you go to Berlin Tegel, well, I guess you can't really go to the Berlin Tegel airport now, it's shut, but is it actually fully shut? I don't actually know. Like, I mean, I presume it's probably still open as an airport, isn't it? They probably still use it for something. Maybe just not commercial traffic. Or maybe they have just left it, I don't know. Someone who knows, maybe it'd be nice if you told me. Right, are we going right here? Yes. I think so. Is it, or is this the navigation being ridiculous again? No, I think we are on the right road. The navigation in this game is, well, poor. Let's just say that. It doesn't really let you know of what you're doing that much. There you go. I think it's just updated now. It's an interesting route in. I mean, obviously it's like this with most airports. Wait, have we gone the wrong way? I think I'm supposed to be up on that platform up there. Now, the FPS around the airport is actually very good. We're up to 50 FPS here. Oh dear, what's happened here? How has this happened? How have I ended up? The bus stop's up there. Oops. Yeah, this is what I mean. This navigation ain't the best. Unless we were supposed to do this. We've got lost. Okay. Oh dear, I'm heading back out of the airport. I'm actually heading out of the airport. I think I must have been in the wrong lane. Rip. Okay, bit of a detour for the passengers back there. Get to see more of the airport, I guess. FPS is up to about 45 now, so the FPS is considerably better. Just ignore the fact that I'm speeding slightly. Oh man, can't believe I went wrong there. Right, let's try again. Let's try again. Whoa! I don't think this bus is meant to go up this ramp somehow. Here at the bottom. Yeah, we're just going quite quickly now. I want to get this route finished. Oh, and a minute. Oh, there you go. We can go this way. Just not go straight on. I was on the wrong side of the road then. I thought it was a 2-lane road then. Maybe it was. Right, back through the same tunnel again then. That we were in just a minute ago. I don't know if I'm like AI now. Terrible. Right, and then this time, what did we do last time then? So we went right, didn't we? There we go. This is where we're meant to go. We went right, look, rather than going on the flyover. That's really not clear from the navigation in the game. Right. Oh, just hit the wall. There's a Lufthansa plane there. And here we are at the last stop, finally. After going wrong once. We made it. There we are. We're a bit late, but never mind. Right, everyone get off. And there we are. That is a first look on the bus. This is the tortured entrance that we get off now. People Airport is pretty cool. FPS here is lovely actually. 60 FPS we're getting right now, 55, so the airport's very well optimised. The rest of the game is not so much lower. Okay, I think we'll end it there then. I'm not going to wait. Oh, there we go, it's just finished. Excellent. So there we are. Hope everyone enjoyed this. And hope to see you in the next video. Hope you guys like the look of this game. And that's about it. Bye-bye.